morning, everyone. John Colmel, happy to be pinch hitting for the moment for our committee chair, and welcome everyone to our Cyber and Physical Security Committee meeting. With me are fellow committee members, Dennis Traynor, Judge McAndry, Tracy McKibben, and as I said, our chairman will be joining us shortly. This is a regularly scheduled committee meeting, duly noticed by the Open Meetings Law, and with that, I'm otherwise pleased to call the meeting to order. As always, we'll begin with the adoption of our agenda. Does anyone have any amendments to the agenda as proposed? Otherwise, I'd ask for a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Have a motion, have a second. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. We're going to start this meeting in executive session. Run better part of a half hour is my guess. So if I could, I'd ask for a motion to convene an executive session.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So we will convene an executive session and be back with everyone shortly. Thank you. I'm pleased to report our committee chair, Mr. Balboni, has rejoined us. So, Michael, the floor is yours.
We have just had a meeting of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Protection Committee of NYPA, and we'd like to report out.
We need to reopen and open
And we'd like to have a motion to reopen the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. There were no votes taken during the meeting, the executive meeting.
Agree. All right.
And Larry,
so
all
right, we're going to give you just a brief overview on the sort of security posture for the industry and for NYPA. Casey, did you want to start with the overall?
I can do a brief on the.
Casey, press the button.
I can hit a brief on the state of the industry cyber-wise. You know, at the end of July, the National Cybersecurity Communications Integration Center, NCIC, otherwise known as, released the awareness brief on the Russian activity against critical infrastructure. That information was released in part earlier in the year, and it's no secret that critical infrastructure in the electric sector is a target for nation-state and actors worldwide. Those attacks were implemented by vendors and trusted partners, and those were the key leverage points and basis of those attacks. That's why supply chain remains a key focus area for NYPA and our increased security posture. As to the future state, all of it was really to try to gain access and target the owner-operator, in which we are, with more sophisticated networks and defensive capabilities. With that, we'll continue to monitor and perform any risk mitigations to implement and ensure the security and systems of our operational resilience. Finally, FERC released some updates to NERC recently to increase reporting on cyber attacks or attempted compromise on any of our protected systems within the NERC scope. We'll wait for that to process through for regulation, and we'll address it accordingly.
Thank you. And just to,
but safe to say, all that we've read and continue to read, there's no, you're not learning anything from the newspaper.
No.
We're well in tune, well in touch, have been, and doing our best to stay a step ahead as much as we can.
Yes, sir.
so we're continuing to review new technologies, review with NYPA for any new risks that potentially will come into scope and to deal with them. We're working with our partners, such as the National Terrorism Advisory System, to review their submissions and put them through our process to make sure our controls are appropriate. And we are leveraging new tools at NYPA. So we talked a little bit about the Metcalf substation, which was a significant incident in the utility space where there was an attack which included data silos, so impacted network operations, system operations, physical security, and basically learning from other people's pain. So one of the use cases with the ISOC downstairs is to use it as sort of our internal NYPA fusion center. Right? That's the analogy we like to do. So where we have both procedurally and informally physical security, cybersecurity, asset health, and OT. So if we were subject to a Metcalf-style attack where there was a simultaneous attack on phone lines, transformers, physical security systems, we have a better chance to be able to diagnose that more quickly in real time by the nature of the policies and procedures we've implemented and by the nature of the fact that we have those groups doing the monitoring physically next to each other. At a high level, that's what we had for you, and I thank you for your time this morning.
Great.
No, thank you, Larry.
Good job.
Yep, well done.
I'd like to ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second. Oh,
All
third.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Consent agenda is approved.
I think that's it.
That's it.
Next meeting.
I think we're wrapping up.
Yep.
So cyber is the topic that's in the news with real regularity, one that we need to stay in touch and tune. We're incredibly confident and impressed by our continuing focus, but accept the realities of those who are working against us. So be assured, as a board, we'll pick up the pace on our focus as well. So, Michael, your committee becomes all the more relevant and significant to us.
Mr. Chairman, just one note is that the regulators have come in and they've spoken and they have approved all of the operations and frankly, we're best of class in many of the cyber and physical security elements of the operation.
I mean, I think our communication both with regulators as well as other utilities and other entities and associations is very critical, and it shows in how you've built the system to protect. I think it's very important to continue that.
It's a common
Good job,
mission,
guys.
and we
Yeah.
have partners that we can leverage, so.
The collaboration between cyber and physical is tremendous. So appreciate your continuing focus and efforts.
So the date of our next meeting is to be determined, and I ask for a motion to close the meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Say
Aye.
Aye.
You're adjourned.